Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, coming at you with round 3, and this is week 3 of season 1 of the Grand Arena Championships. Let me show you guys what the board looked like. My opponent went right at it, and he full cleared me, even though he struggled a bit. So I'm going to just jump right into it. He's got a Newt team, and he put Nest in there. He really stacked the front lines, trying to make you use all of your top meta counters, and I could definitely see the strategy in that. I had a good chat with him, and he wanted to know, what I used on what teams and all that. So I told him I record my videos and I post them up on YouTube, and he can see kind of exactly what I used for each team. Something interesting happened a little bit later. I made a mistake, fat fingers, and it cost me, but we'll get to that. Right here's his Newt team. You can see he's got his Separatists in there, and it's not a bad team. I could definitely see how it would make you use your Treya, and you know how people like to use Nihilus to annihilate Nest, and there's just a lot going on with this team that if you're not practiced with CLS Wampa, I could definitely see how you could struggle. But I like to use CLS along with Wampa to take out Nest, and I have plenty of practice with that. Wampa hits nice and hard at gear 13, so you just got to time it right, and usually Wampa's big hit can get it done. But there's enough damage going on with this team with Chewie and Han, and even CLS, that you don't necessarily need to line up Wampa's hit. It's just something nice if you can pull it off. It's a safety net, if you will. So now we're down to just the lone Nest. Got to keep watching the turn meter. It's going to take a minute to line everything up. Getting rid of some of that extortion, that's one of the pains of having Newt there, is that extortion spreading around to everybody. So got to get rid of that and pretty much just wait for Nest to go. Got to keep an eye on that turn meter bar, and hopefully you don't reduce it too far to where she'll finally get to go and get a turn, and then that's when you can make your move. That's why I like to have Wampa and Chopper here, because when they go, they're not going to reduce the turn meter. With like CLS and Han, that's good and bad. It's good against another team, but bad against this one when you want Nest to hurry up and take a turn. So just got days for Wampa, trying to get that to land. Make sure he gets his protection up. Everybody's just hitting with the basics. And still plenty of time on the clock. Like I said, trying to get it to line up. Keep watching that turn meter bar. And now Nest finally went and took a turn, so I can line up the big hits. And there we go. 58 banners for that squad. That went pretty well. This, okay, you'll see how this goes, and this is what you should use. Treya works really good on the clones. Once you can get them debuffed and then they all attack, they start kind of killing themselves. Makes it really easy. I went in on this squad to begin with an EP team, and I made a mistake on my speeds, and I was going to put Thrawn in with that team to be able to fracture and throw some turn meter around, and I forgot. Like, I clicked on my preset team, and then I forgot to sub out, the characters that I wanted to sub out. So I went in with just my generic EP team, and of course that didn't go well at all because I didn't get to move first, and they all had the tenacity up. So I forfeited out of that battle, but for some reason it didn't record. So this one is actually the second battle, and you can see that Treya does make short work of this team. I forfeited out so they wouldn't start with turn meter or anything, but that's not an issue here. I mean, Treya's, she's holding on there, and they constantly heal. Once you can get the debuffs, you just got to watch out for that tenacity up. It can be a little bit of a pain with Rex there. And I think here I did end up losing, I did end up killing off another clone, and supercharging the other ones, but, you know, it didn't matter. He didn't have, like, solid gear 13, and that's when it would really hurt, I think. But you can see already my Annihilate's going to come up next round from Nihilus, down to the last two. And finally working on the last one there. And Annihilate's up. Nothing I can do to heal up, so might as well use it. And that's why I only got 35 instead of 55 banners there, because I'd already had that loss. Now, open up the back, and he stuck Padme back there with Phoenix. And you don't see that too often. Not a lot of people put Padme on defense. And I should have saved my EP team just for Padme. I think they would have been a pretty decent counter to that. And then Phoenix, you know, almost anything can take Phoenix if it's a decent squad. But we'll go up top because I want to see what's behind up there. He's got a stacked General Grievous team. And then he's got his Karth team. And this is where the problem happens, okay? I'm going to go in and kill off his Grievous team. Normally I use Treya, but I took my JKR, swapped to Basti lead, and put JKR on there. Getting all ready to go, thinking over, you know, who I should use, Hermit Yoda, get my team together and everything. And then this happens. I accidentally clicked on his Karth team. So, yay, I got a Basti lead Jedi team with JKR against a Karth team, which I would have taken my FO in. So it took me a minute to process and just be like, what the hell happened? But, you know, nothing you can do. You can't back out of it or anything. So at that point, you just kind of make the most of it. Got to attack with what I got. But that means I now don't have a top counter for that Grievous squad. Not with Padme back there in the back on the other side. You know, I've got my own Padme. And that's about it. So, yeah, I didn't really mean to throw an A team against a C team here, but it is what it is. There's nothing you can really do. Once you go in the battle, what's done is done. So I just go about killing them, and I figured from here, even though my opponent had won a couple battles on my other squads, he gave me plenty of breathing room. But I mean, that's tough. Like, I think I put down a difficult enough defense that it really doesn't leave me a lot of room for error for offense. Like, I've only got a handful of other squads, 2 or 3 extra squads, if I mess up and need to go multiple battles. I really only have 8 decent squads, and I should win in one, you know? And that's the way I like it. I don't want to leave a whole bunch of power on the bench if I don't, you know, if I don't need it, which most of the time I don't need it. I want to win in one, otherwise I'm going to lose anyway. And in this situation, it really did hurt. I mean, it comes back to bite you when it's like, wait a minute, I picked the wrong team. Now I got to see what scraps I have left to take the place of an A team. So, took out his Karth, got that done. Now I got his Padme team. I'll jump in and kill that because I had to take my Padme in a mirror. That's the only team I had that could stand a chance to this. I mean, everything else as far as top counters was gone because I didn't plan on, I don't know, I didn't plan on that. So it's a little bit frustrating. Like I said, I burned the EP team off. I didn't get to record that. That would have been perfect here. EP is a really good counter to Padme, especially if you can put Thrawn in there and have Thrawn go in and fracture her and keep her kind of on the sidelines. Don't let anyone get that protection up. And then you can land all the debuffs you want and get that turn meter train going. But it didn't work out here, so I didn't have that available to me. All I had to do was mirror match it. And you can see that it gets tough when they assist. They're giving that protection up to the other team, that 40%. So it's really tough to get somebody down in particular. And then with GK constantly taunting, it takes your focus off of Padme. I keep trying to kill her, and I keep having to deal with GK. And then there she goes, and she heals right back up. So it's just one of those things you got to deal with. These mirror matches are definitely not fun. But keep trying to work on Padme. Finally got her down, but there went my Shock T. So now it's 3-on-4. Even though his C-3PO don't attack, he's still got 4 to my 3. And I just got to tank out some of the hits here. Luckily, I did have... I don't know. I think you get an advantage being a player over AI. So that's about the only thing I had going for me. Other than that, I'm just trying to take out who I can and get as far as I can to see what teams I have left. I don't want to go in with a second team against this because, like I said, my teams are running thin. So just got to get rid of Ahsoka here and then C-3PO retreat. So was able to squeak out a win there, 49 banners. Definitely not pretty, but got rid of one of his biggest threats. So here's all what I had to do to kind of whittle down that team. I'm going to tell you it took multiple battles. I took in the Grievous droids team, figured I could give that a shot and, see what happened, maybe get somebody down. But it really doesn't play well against this team, or maybe it was just the way his team was. He did have it stacked with multiple Gear 13 characters, all the Zetas and whatnot. Like even Grievous's crawl couldn't get B2 down right there. That would have been nice if B2 was gone. But you see, as soon as his Grievous did the AoE, that was it. I tried to see if a crawl could get rid of Magna Guard there. Maybe could have just AoE'd and got rid of his B2 instead. But like I said, you only get one shot at it, so that's not what I did. I took in some resistance without BB-8 because I used it with that droid team. Threw 3PO in there, got a Holdo. Trying to see if I can just grind characters down bit by bit, one by one. Got rid of B2 there, so that's a plus, but I lost my Rey. You can see this team really doesn't hold up without like BB-8, R2, extra characters like that to make it a bit stronger. And I'm still working on trying to, do what I can. Maybe I could have healed up a little bit, but I just don't think with as hard as they're hitting, there's not a lot I can do. I was trying to see about doing as much damage as I could. Here go my Jawas. I figured, okay, let me throw them in, and if they get hit enough, maybe they'll throw some thermals on and do something. So I was pretty confident he wasn't putting Geos down, and I didn't even know if I'd be able to get through this Grievous squad, honestly. But I figured, let me give it a shot, throw these extra teams at it and see if I can't just grind it down bit by bit and see what happens. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I have some decently tanky Jawas. So they're surviving. They're putting thermals on. You can see they're really stacking up on B1 there. So I got that move where I could detonate all the thermals. Took Grievous down a bit. Got rid of B1. Got Magna to low health. Made some decent progress. And then my buddy Klesso, he'll probably appreciate this. I know he likes to use his Ewoks for everything. Look at this. I got Grievous alive, Droideka alive, and Magna hanging on by a thread. But when he goes, that means they're going to have to survive an AoE, from Grievous. But they do get enough turn meter that they can keep going and keep healing up. So check this out. I mean, it's crazy. Who would have thought, Ewoks as a cleanup team to a General Grievous, Gear 13 Grievous, and Zetas and Gear out the wazoo. And I got just crappy little Ewoks here, and they're getting it done. Look, they got rid of Droideka. Now it's down to just Grievous, and I'm down to just 3 Ewoks. But Now I get a fourth one. You know, keep healing up and bringing them back. As long as I keep Elder alive, that's my saving grace. So keep Elder alive, keep them buffed, try to keep Elder hidden so that Grievous can't crawl at him and take him out. And you can see they got him down to yellow bar. He heals up a little bit. But you just keep plugging away. It's like death by 1,000 cuts here. But they're doing it. I mean, they're getting him down like little by little, more than he can heal. They get enough turn meter that they can take him down just a little bit further than what he can heal back. So I'm keeping at it. You can see I'm down to my 3 Ewoks. Keep doing the moves for the damage, AoEs, assist attacks. Got him down to red. And I just keep going, keep buffing, keep using the heal to get more Ewoks back. And there we go. Look at that. Klessa will be proud. Cleaned it up with my Ewoks. So I was like, you know, I may have a fighting chance depending on what he's got back there. I saved my First Order and my Imp Troopers because I was expecting some kind of Bounty Hunter squad or Night Sister squad. And I don't like using my Imp Troopers versus Night Sisters. They're so picky lately. But he's only got Gear 12 Night Sisters. And I just recently Gear 13 my Stark and put the Zeta on him. So I figured, you know, what the hell. I haven't done it in a while and I know they can do it. So I might as well give it a shot and see what I can do. So here we go. Figured this is it. Otherwise, if this squad fails, I have nothing that's going to beat Night Sisters. But they're doing pretty good work, you know, taking them out bit by bit. Got to get the quick kills, so got rid of MT there. Got Daka up, got rid of her. Now it's down to Spirit and Zombie, now just Zombie. And there we go. Look at that. 57 banners, not perfect by any means, but I was able to take them out without having to burn my Padme, which is what I normally do. And then I haven't used this counter in a good long time, but it's regular Bosk Bounty Hunters versus Crew Lead FO. And it works great. Even if Bosk does go first, you can still win. And I have footage in my older videos that shows that. But in this example, his Bosk was slow, and he chose Bosk Lead, so that's because he used Django and his other Separatist squad. So my First Order was actually able to go first, and once you do that, all you have to do is use Crew's 2-turn stun on Bosk, and then keep him sidelined for a couple turns while you work on everybody else. So I'm working on Boba just because he's the big damage dealer. Got to watch out for him doing an execute and getting rid of somebody. Got rid of him. Working on Cad because he's the next, hassle. He's got stuns, and you don't want to have your team stunned at the wrong time. So working on getting rid of him. Bosk just came out of his own stun, but I got Crew's 2-turn stun coming up. We'll just put him right back under stun and go back to working on Cad Bane. Meanwhile, Executioner's damage keeps ramping up. So we'll just keep using that. Got rid of Cad. Now we're on Zam. Just keep working on Zam. You just do it one by one as you keep Bosk either ability blocked or stunned. And it's easy to keep him stunned. Just don't waste Crew's 2-turn stun on anybody else. So now we can finally start working on Bosk because Dengar's under stealth. Can't really get to him except through the AoE. But that doesn't matter. Keep doing the AoE for turn meter. I didn't need to use a stun, so I just used basic there. Keep at him, plugging away and taking down protection bit by bit. And so that's all I'm doing until I can get him down underneath that protection, then make quick work of him. Keep sending turn meter over to Executioner just because he hits the hardest. Finally got him down to yellow. He's gone. Now it's just Dengar. Keep doing the AoE to feed turn meter to the team. Now I can use the stun on Dengar. So he's definitely not going to do anything. Send some turn meter over to Executioner, and boom. Knock him out, 60 banners to boot. So there you go. There's FO versus standard bounty hunters. Haven't done that one in a good while. So that's that zone. The last zone he had was just that Phoenix team. And at that point, I had, nothing left. All my C and D teams were gone. I threw some Rogue One at it. I think I had Ezra and Old Ben in there too. And it's just, I couldn't keep up with that. He's got all gear 12 and he's got the Zetas and everything. So normally Phoenix suck, but if you tap yourself out and you've got nothing left with decent synergy, they're going to hold because they heal up enough and they've got enough taunts and be able to steal your focus away. There's really nothing you can do unless you've got heavy damage or a way to, stun or get around taunt, which I don't. I had nothing left because I wasted that one extra on the clones, and then I wasted multiple teams against Grievous. So there went my extra teams. So unfortunately, this is the final round, and I guess I'll take second to fourth, somewhere in there. So I've got one loss, and my opponent put a good strategy. Putting that Padme down, really made a difference. I think if he would have put something crappy down, then I could use Padme against Grievous, and maybe things would have went different. But hats off to him. He did a good job, and I had to burn extra squads. So we'll see you guys next week when this starts back up again. I'm looking forward to doing it and having to factor in relics. That's going to be really interesting. Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.